Hey everyone, it's Eddie Sanchez. I'm back with more information for you young creators out there. Today I'm going to be talking about a different topic, the Supreme Court, and does it have an integrity problem? If you're into that kind of stuff, stay tuned. All right guys, let's get into it. Does the Supreme Court have an integrity problem? Well, in my opinion, and again, this is all my opinion, I think that they do have an integrity problem. We only recently have been getting more information on the kind of things that might seem corrupt. People getting houses bought for their moms, or trips and luxury trips all over and all this stuff. So we're finding out more about it because there's a bunch of great reporting that's going on, because social media could be our friend, it could be our enemy, right? So now that there's more social media. Before there wasn't, we couldn't find out as much information, but now we do. I personally, I do research on certain things because I work for a political organization, and it's interesting when I start reading all these reports on all these, again, on the certain justices getting trips and all these luxury things. Some of them, I'll say most of them report the stuff that they're given, which is fine. But in my opinion, they have a salary. Why do they get these trips and all these things? Why are they getting all these gifts, right? It seems a little strange that people, billionaires, can give money, right? And they happen to have a case before the Supreme Court later on. That doesn't seem. I don't think I'm going to trust that Supreme Court justice, because they just got a gift from that billionaire, and then they're going to listen to their case or weigh in on that case. I don't think it's right. I feel like there's too much corruption, and there's no way to get them out, really. I know you're going to say, yes, impeachment. Good luck trying to impeach a Supreme Court justice. Do you think that's really going to happen? We have usually a Republican or a Democrat. It's always going to be either a Republican and a Democrat in power, right? So you're going to have let's say the Senate. Right now we have Democrats, and the House, even though it's by a little margin, they have the Republicans have the House. So you're never really going to have a Republican or a Democrat justice get booted out for corruption. It's just, they're not going to get impeached. That's not going to happen. So what else can we do? Can we set term limits for them? I think we should. I think Congress should really think about setting term limits. This is all on a blog. Everything I'm talking about is going to be listed in a blog that I just wrote. I'm going to paste it down below, and it's also on my website. I've been making adjustments to it because there's so much information on the Supreme Court. It'll just blow your mind. And I just try to talk about what's bothering me. And what's bothering me is that I feel like I can't trust the Supreme Court. And again, it's been ticking down over the years. I think at one point it was in the high 60s. And now I think in 2023, there was a Gallup poll showing that it was like in the 40s. That's a problem. We should be able to trust the Supreme Court, right? Just like we should be able to trust the president, right? And we should be able to trust Congress and Senate and so on, right? But I don't think people really trust the Supreme Court as much. Again, they have an unlimited amount of time, right? So yeah, if they're bribed, it doesn't really matter. They can't lose their job. Those are the odds, right? And they need to be held accountable, I think. Just like the president would not be voted in, right? 4 years, after 4 years, if he does a good job, they'll elect him again for another 4 years. It's the same thing, Congress, it's like 2 years. The point is that these people have to be voted in by the masses, the popular vote, right? People have to vote for a congressman, for a senator, for a president. They don't have to vote for a Supreme Court justice. And that's where the problem lies. I feel like we need to set term limits. And again, I know I'm beating a dead horse because I know it's been said so many times. But that's what we need to do if we want to gain trust in the Supreme Court. Come on, don't even talk to me about not biased. Of course it's biased. Like, Republicans are Republicans, Democrats are Democrats. I'm not saying that, whichever one is right, right? And that's not going to solve anything. Getting into a disagreement is not going to solve anything. But setting term limits and maybe a real code of conduct that they have to follow, not just, well, I'm thinking about following it. No, if you have a compromise, you should not be weighing in on certain cases. That's it. There should be the code of conduct should say, you know, you can't do that. It should be straightforward. You cannot do that, or you cannot do this. You know, I want to hear from you guys. Read my blog. It's going to be posted down below. It's also posted on my website. If you guys have any questions, drop a comment. Give me your opinion. Do you trust the Supreme Court? I know, I don't think I do. You know, again, 40% of people trust the Supreme Court. I am not within that region. All right, guys, drop a comment. As always, thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Right, you have to subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.